wings to fly won't take you to the stars. Use the metal for a boat and you won't sail too far. Stop sitting in the dark, stirring metal pots about. You will change your life forever when you figure out the secret PinCode, 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 PinCode. Science can be tricky, it can overheat your brain. Science can be hard to chew, each bite can be a pain. Stop sitting in the dark, stirring metal pots about. You will change your life forever when you figure out the secret PinCode, 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 PinCode. The secret PinCode, PinCode, PinCode,
Corner pocket off the bumper.
Corner pocket off the bumper.
That's game.
Bravo! Bravo, Carlin! Bravo!
Congratulations. You win.
Doko, join me for one game. There's no fun playing all by myself.
Well, at least you always win that way.
That way, I may develop a split personality.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I still can't. I have a lot of work.
Oh, come on, you. How can a few space rocks be more interesting than pool?
It's readily apparent that you know nothing about asteroid belts. You are probably aware already that our solar system is comprised of the Sun and 8 planets, and of course Pluto, a dwarf planet. But there are other dwarf planets in addition to Pluto, such as Eris, Haumea, and Makemake. And there are also over 3,000 comets hurtling through our solar system's vast space.
Yes, very interesting. So how about we play a game of pool now?
Hold on, I didn't get to tell you about the asteroid belts yet.
Oh yeah, the space rocks.
It's a ring of asteroids spread out between Mars and Jupiter.
Oh, I see there really are quite a number of them.
More than 300,000. And they're all very different. From 30 meters in diameter, which is about the size of our sphere jet, up to several hundred kilometers. The largest object in the belt is Ceres. Its diameter is 950 kilometers. This asteroid is so large that it's been classified as a dwarf planet. And we're not even including objects with diameters under 30 meters. There's over 1 million of them in the belt.
Okay, since we've started, I'll ask, where did they come from?
Earlier scientists hypothesized they might be fragments of a 9th planet in our solar system, Phaeton. In this theory, several million years ago, Phaeton collided with a particularly large object and was destroyed.
Poor people of Phaeton.
Don't worry, this theory is outdated. Today, scientists believe that the asteroid belt is just fragments of an unborn planet. When stars form in space, a lot of dust and gas is emitted. Thanks to gravity, they turn into rocks. The rocks gravitate to each other, and over billions of years until a planet is formed, like our Earth, for example. But if there's a massive object like a giant planet near the forming planet, then its gravity won't let the rocks merge. In our case, that giant object was the massive Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system. So the asteroid belt is comprised of planet-forming material. At least, that's what a majority of scientists believe today. That's fascinating, don't you think?
Definitely more interesting than playing pool by myself.
Well, play with Wally then.
You're joking.
Teach him. You're a great teacher.
Oh?
Teach me? Yes, Carlin. I think I may have a hidden talent. Yes.
Ooh, obvious potential.
You just need to focus his potential in the right direction. He'll outplay all of us before you know it.
When do we start playing, Carlin?
You still have strength left to talk? More training then.
So can we play today? I think I'm ready now.
Yeah, later. For now, why don't you go and practice a little bit, something like shots off the bumper.
Huh. And what if we correct our flight path by 38 degrees and approach the object on a low thrust from our impulse engines?
Negative. The risk of collision with the asteroid is too great.
How can we get to it then?
What are we getting to?
Oh, don't scare me like that anymore, my furtive friend. You see, there's this asteroid that has a phenomenal amount of iridium metal, and it'd be great to get much closer to it.
On Earth, there aren't enough metals for you?
Alas, my friend, the resources of our home planet are not unlimited. Mankind on Earth constantly consumes resources. Some of them are renewable, for example, like forests, if of course you plant new ones. But others are not. First and foremost are extractable resources. In search of extractable resources, people dig deeper and deeper into the Earth's core. Each year, the population of the Earth grows and resources are required in greater quantities. But non-renewable resources only diminish. It's a sad prospect of the future. But here we have an asteroid that can help. Scientists believe that some, and maybe even many space objects, are rich in resources. The easiest means of extracting the resources would be on-site automatic mining that would not require human assistance. Mined resources would be collected and delivered to Earth using special vehicles, also automatically.
What's the problem? Extract your iridium.
Alas, this equipment has yet to be invented.
That's a problem.
Another means would be manual extraction.
That's a good alternative.
Absolutely correct. In the very near future, we may mine asteroids that way. First, we tow the asteroid into Earth's orbit, and then extract its resources. There will be brand new companies designed to mine asteroids.
If it's a good alternative, then why are you so unhappy?
Our asteroid is surrounded by dozens of others. You can't get there. At least I, as a scientist, see no viable means.
I see one! A carom shot!
A what shot?
A carom shot! It's a pool shot! A few rebounds, and the ball, or in this case the asteroid, will come directly to us like on a silver platter.
Ah.
Attention, sphere jet is damaged.
What the heck happened?
I just wanted to practice a little bit.
My friend, have you gone utterly crazy?
Indeed. It appears someone didn't understand your pool instructions very well.
Who shoots like that?
My friend, what are you thinking about?
That was, training. Now again.
We need a stop shot!
My friend, what are you doing? We don't need a stop shot. It's a bank shot.
Top spin! We need to put on top spin! Safety shot!
Kiss shot. Watch and learn. How about an Australian screw shot?
Warning, Spearjet has incurred extensive damage. Extensive damage.
I think it was a really good shot.
It's flying directly towards Earth. This is a catastrophe.
What are you so upset about? You said yourself that asteroid should be delivered to Earth.
First, that's not an asteroid, but second, it's too big. After it crashes into Earth, we won't need any more resources whatsoever.
Don't freak out. Doko will put on some topspin and alter this rock's trajectory.
Maybe we should make a safety shot. No, a couple of shots and the asteroid will get smaller and we'll block its path.
What's there to block here? We don't need topspin, but backspin. Wally.
And I say a safety.
What kind of safety shot? Let the professionals work here.
I'm already a professional.
Attention, energy supply at 0.
Unsportsmanlike, Dako. Unsportsmanlike.
Look over there.
That's game.
Long ago, the flowers grew like the Lord. Be careful! The paws are just mopped. Wait until they're dry.
Olga, mwah. The sparkle of your floors is as wonderfully shiny and magnificent as the rolls which we had for dinner were tasty.
That's the most romantic compliment of my life. Whoa! Which I have to admit is a bit sad.
Romance is just an embellishment of reality. Leave it to those who don't know how to cook.
Okay, let's hang it right there. Higher.
Why are you making a mess here? I only just cleaned up.
They're decorations for the holiday. It's for Valentine's Day.
Valentine? Do we have someone new on board?
No, that's what this Lover's Day is called, February 14th. On this day, it's traditional to give gifts to those you like. Some little gift in the form of a heart. It's not straight! Lift up the side!
What a lovely sounding holiday.
It is lovely. Okay, boys, we're done here. Now we need to put Spearjet in a pink color all over.
We.
Ah, youth. Whatever will they think up out of nothing better to do? Ha! Valentines.
Well, I think it's a lovely tradition.
Yes, but an exceptionally uninformed one as well, from a biological perspective. All these Valentine's Day things are symbolic images of our heart, although the similarity is rather remote at best. Our heart has become the source for a lot of confusion since ancient times. It is, however, the loudest organ, which invariably attracts a lot of attention, unlike other no less important organs. such as the liver, the kidneys, the spleen, or even the brain. Early hunters quickly learned that the heart stopping signified the end of life, which created the myth that our life's essence is contained in the heart, supposedly the most important organ. Even its name speaks to its importance. Heart, core, hearth, middle, all these are cognate words. From this sprung descriptions of one's personality like kind-hearted, or brave-hearted, or cold-hearted. In ancient Egypt, during embalming of mummies, more attention was paid to the heart, while the brain was just thrown out. They thought it had no good use. So if you ever meet a mummy come back to life, don't try to argue or reason with it. It will probably be incredibly unintelligent. It was only in 1628 that English physician William Harvey established that the heart is nothing more than a large pump which circulates blood through arteries and veins. Therefore, thinking that the heart is a symbol of love is really no more than a dense misconception.
By that logic, we could rightly say it's the stomach. After all, those in love do lose their appetite.
It would be more appropriate if it was the brain, which it does, after all, pardon me, control our instincts.
No, my friend. The symbol of love isn't the brain, it's the absence of one.
Well observed.
Old insensitive humbugs! That's what you are! Such a lovely holiday, but no, we have to show off and giggle. If you don't want to have Valentines, that's your problem. But don't wreck the day for everyone else. Long ago, the flowers grew.
Well, for some, misconception is more convenient than the truth.
You know, Olga does have a certain point. We lately really have become kind of stale.
Or maybe just wiser. Your turn.
And more boring. We've stopped making little pleasantries or silly romantic gestures.
My friends, just don't tell me that you're upset about that.
No, that scares me. Nope, not that one.
Maybe, my friend, you shouldn't take it to heart.
I should, my friend, I should, and specifically to the heart, and then we will see who's an old humbug. Now, where was that? Aha, here, the nebula of the heart. When Olga wakes up, she'll see through her cabin window the brightest Valentine's Day greeting in the entire universe.
You're right. It is quite symbolic, but I hate to disappoint you. This nebula is over 7,000 light years away. We simply can't be there by morning. You could, though. Just show Olga that photograph.
Ha! 7,000 light years isn't that far away. It's been a while since I've done anything crazy as a romantic gesture. Haha! Full speed ahead!
Oh, what a beautiful morning! Carlin.
Good morning, colleague. And happy Valentine's Day.
Don't tell me that you spent all night here behind the wheel.
No big deal. In my youth, I could go for days without sleeping.
In your youth, maybe, but at our age, deviations from our sleep patterns can have very serious consequences. How much coffee have you had?
Nonsense. More importantly, we're here.
Phenomenal.
So
Not yet. Okay, on 3. 1, 2.
Carlin, when will it be 3? Carlin!
So how's my old ticker?
It's too early to say, but the consequences of your poorly thought out, self-inflicted suffering could be most regrettable.
We'll have to see what the EKG shows.
What?
Electrocardiogram. Or in other words, electric impulses which appear when the heart contracts. As we already discussed, the heart is a pump which pumps blood. At every pump, blood flows through the arteries. You can feel these pumps easily by placing your finger on the inside of your wrist. These pumps are called a pulse. A healthy person has between 60 to 100 beats per minute.
So why not just measure my pulse using the old-fashioned way?
Alas, the pulse does not provide by any means a full picture of the heart's work. At the beginning of the 12th century, scientists discovered that during each contraction of the heart, there's a small electric current running from the heart throughout the entire body. These discharges are extremely small, and the current is approximately 1,000 times smaller than even a small AA battery. But modern equipment is capable of measuring even these insignificant impulses. These impulses comprise what's called an electrocardiogram, or EKG for short.
And what can all these little squiggles tell us?
Every one of those small squiggles tells us about how different parts of the heart's work, specifically atriums and ventricles. When contracted, they generate different impulses, which are visible on an EKG. By the size and form of these impulses, we can determine how different parts of the heart work and what may be wrong. So now we'll print out the cardiogram and check your pump.
How were you able to get yourself into such a state?
I just wanted to give you the most amazing Valentine's Day gift in the universe.
You old humbug! And did you stop to think that I'd worry about you? Have you no heart?
We'll find that out right now.
Congratulations! All impulses are normal. This is simply a phenomenal EKG. Your bad state of health was most likely due to fatigue. Why are you looking at me so strangely?
That's the best Valentine's Day gift in the universe.
There it is. Just like you asked for.
2 layers. Just finished in time.
Good job! Where are my Valentine's Day cards? Don't you dare tell me you didn't have time for the most important thing! Where are my Valentine's cards?
Cornflowers, lots of cornflower, good enough to keep in store.
My very sluggish friend, aren't you ready yet? We have very little time.
What are you talking about, buddy?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Wait a minute. Wait. Did I forget to tell you something?
Nuh-uh.
I knew it, that I would forget something. Spheroscope! In my spare time, I was examining some archives of the future, and I dug up an extraordinary thing. Our ancestors discovered a most curious planet. Its surface was completely burnt up due to increased solar activity.
What a shame.
Yes, very sad. But the most amazing thing was that amidst all that ash, the explorers found spheroscope, if you please. These metal constructions. Do you believe it? Scientists of the future debate about their origin, but the majority are convinced that these are the remnants of an intelligent civilization. They call them the Metal City.
So what is it really then? An entire intelligent civilization of that?
In a hard time, no. But we have a few hours before the big flash on their sun. You and I have the unique chance of saving an entire civilization and solving the puzzle of the burnt-out planet. That's strange. The air is suitable for breathing. Water and flora exist. There must be intelligent life on this planet. But our scanner's not picking up anything alive.
Get all your thingamajigs out of here. Let's make it simple. Hey, fire victims, come over here. Evacuation! Evacuation! Evacuation!
No need to speed things up, my loud-voiced evacuating friend. There aren't any fire victims here yet. There's still 15 hours or so. What was that? What do you think? Could these plants be predatory?
Not likely.
But it moved.
That was just him having something to eat. A normal tree can suck out of the land each year more than 100 cubic meters of water and then evaporate it into the air. The relationship here is that the more leaves a plant has, the more it can evaporate. Together with the water, the plant sucks out various substances that are nutrients for the plant. This mixture moves along water-conducting tissue called xylem. It has tiny little canals named capillaries. The water evaporates through tiny pores on the leaves called stomatos. Through them, the oxygen and water vapor and carbon dioxide is absorbed, from which sugar and starch is then made. In other words, it's through these tomatoes that the plant breathes. At night, or when it's cold, the tomatoes fall asleep and close. But when it's hot, they fully open up. It's this way that the evaporated water leaves and therefore lowers the temperature of the plant. So these are just some common plants. Just really big ones.
A wonderful lecture, but one that took up a lot of time that we don't have. We need to look for our fellow intelligent space brothers in arms.
There's neither brothers nor Iron City.
Hear that? Somebody's whispering. It must be the wind.
There's no wind. That's the plants breathing. Through the tomatoes. Hey! Is anybody here alive? Speak up!
That whispering is driving me crazy.
Soon the sun will set, and the tomatoes will close, and it won't be so hot.
Not for long.
Hey, look! Footprints!
Oh, those are our footprints. We're going in circles. And it seems that we are the only intelligent beings on this planet.
Maybe those metallic things that they'll find here are the work of our hands.
Now that makes sense. They do look very similar to the remains of Spherejet. What a hoot! What if our descendants take the remains of our rescue mission as signs of civilization? The remains!
Remains? In which direction did we leave the sphere jet, huh? Which way should we run?
I have no idea. We chased ourselves into a trap. We are ourselves the mystery of the burnt-up planet.
We'll see about that. Pardon me, Grassblade. Nothing personal, just a struggle for survival. What a strong Grassblade.
Did you hear that? A whistle of some sort.
It's a seed.
What do you need it for?
To preserve the species.
It would be better if, for a start, we saved our own kind. Run! That's it. I can't anymore. Oh, my heroic friend, put me down. You'll make it there more quickly alone.
Not a problem. We'll get there. I swear.
Then at least throw away that silly seed. Computer, turn on maximum safety shields. Well, tickle me pink.
That's just phenomenal. That's the Metal City, or something like that.
One and the same.
And where did it come from?
I think I know from where. If the ground is rich with minerals, plants will drink them up, bit by bit, along with the water. When the concentration of metal atoms concentration runs high, they stick together and form crystals. Water evaporates through the leaves, and the metal stays in the plants. Over many years, these entire metal constructions form that were left behind after the flash.
It grows like yeast. Look at how nice it is. Stop your moping. This is a true gardening revolution. We can use plants to mine for metals or clean the ground from all kinds of nasty stuff. Or maybe we could build houses right out of metal? Only that would take a while, of course.
I'd hope that the burnt-up planet would present us with something interesting, like an intelligent civilization, for example.
You know what they say, it is what it is, and a gift's a gift. Oh, now you can maybe go and write some kind of riddle for your descendants.
No, if you only knew how many lovely works will be written about the missing inhabitants of the Metal City. Why would I take that away, that source of inspiration from our descendants? Let them stay in their romantic ignorance. And you know what? I envy them so much.
Taco! Tell the truth, Taco. Have you ever had to feel real fear? You know, genuine fear.
Yes, literally just now.
We understand each other. Where does this fear originate from?
Well, if you legitimately want to know. Fear is a part of lives from which there is no escape. Fear is felt by all intelligent beings, from animals to insects, and according to some studies, plants. Fear is a feeling that unites everyone on the planet.
What do we need it for?
Well, fear is a true gift from evolution. It's specifically due to fear that our ancestors were able to escape many prehistoric dangers. Insofar as no one back then could brag about an overabundance of intelligence, the ones who survived were the ones who were more careful. Or we could say more cowardly and afraid. Since then, much has changed. Man became more clever, built a more comfortable and relatively safer world, and fear is no longer necessary for survival, even if unfortunately we haven't gotten rid of it. Not to mention that, with our intelligence growing, we have new fears not directly related to any threat to our health. We're afraid to make important decisions or be rejected. We fear criticism and failure and public speaking and a lot of other harmless things. But since our reactions to fear remain the same, our bodies propose dealing with fear in the oldest way: running away. It's not clear that fear serves any useful purpose and might only make life more difficult.
Thank you for the lecture, but the question was rhetorical.
What's bothering you so much?
Anusha, my
Rosa, it's time we grab the bull by the horns. No, maybe the ram. We can't keep going like this. You're attractive. I'm incredibly handsome. No, that's unnecessary. I'm gonna try and improvise this. Rosa.
my wonderful. Wow.
And that's when it begins. At first, a total stupor. I can't say anything at all. Then my knees start shaking, and my heart's beating like crazy, and I get goosebumps all over. And it's the same way every time.
Wally, in 5 minutes, you'll be an absolutely different person, without fear and beyond reproach.
With no fear and beyond reproach?
You definitely will thank me. I'm going to change your manifestation of fear.
I'll stop being afraid?
No, science can't do that, but you'll be afraid in a different way.
What's the point?
All right, first a little theory, though. Packaged together with the feeling of fear are 3 possible reactions to fright. This is flight, aggression, and worst of all, stupor. On top of this, the body launches a corresponding process, like, for example, an increase in heart rate to facilitate better circulation to the muscles. The body also starts producing adrenaline, a hormone which gives us strength and flexibility. Unfortunately, it also makes us shake and go pale, as well as feel like we have an empty stomach when we're scared. This is because adrenaline redirects blood from the skin and stomach to the muscles and brain, which are more important in a moment of danger than having, for example, a healthy blush. To stay alive, we're ready to sacrifice our hairstyle. Our hairs stand on end in order to make us visually appear more threatening in the eyes of an opponent. Additionally, our blood's clotting ability also increases so that we can better endure any wounds. And the acidity of our stomach acid increases to more quickly digest food and increase our blood sugar and energy levels. And hearing and seeing become much sharper. All of these superpowers work quite well when you need to fight or run, but alas, are not as good when you're trying to ask a woman out on a date. My friend, in the future, they learn to change these manifestations of fear to more convenient ones. For example, instead of wanting to run, you dance instead.
It sounds a little weird.
Well, with your hardy constitution, you'll get used to it very quickly.
What kind of constitution?
All right, let's get started.
Did it work?
Let's check and see.
What different types of new feelings?
It really worked.
Rosa, we need to talk.
What's the matter with you?
Don't pay any attention to that. I've long wanted to ask you to dance. That is to say, what the heck's going on? It's worse now than it was before.
Yes, maybe we got too excited with the dances.
Maybe we can do it so that when I'm afraid, I don't know, maybe I have a better mood.
It worked.
Rosa! Oh! Pagliaccio, succo amore, il pranto. Make everything like it used to be. At least my old habits of fear I was used to. But now I even miss them.
It's too bad that you've given up so quickly. Huh? Did you even hear what I just said to you?
Well, yes. But because of the accident, I can no longer feel any fear. All the better.
Yeah, probably.
What are you doing with the electrical stuff? Everything's short-circuited. I said, who will fix the iron?
You know, I'm no longer afraid to admit anything to you. But that's not even necessary now. I don't feel anything to you.
What in the heck was all that?
My fearless friend, your technique is of course surprising.
Maybe.
I beg you, rethink this. You no longer have any instinct for survival. This is very dangerous.
It's dangerous for those who fear danger. But for me, that's all past.
You waking up, Mr. Extreme Sports? I see you have no fear of anything anymore.
Rosa, you're such a... It's back!
Who's back?
My fear! It's back! Now I need to check. I need to tell something to you. There they are! My goosebumps! And my knees are shaking! And my heart. Can you feel my heart?
Wally, I think you should probably lie down.
I have to tell you, you are the most. No, I can't. No, I'm scared.
Wally, get into bed immediately.
I'm afraid. What a wonderful feeling. I'm petrified. I'm just petrified.
He's mad, but he's so handsome.
What good stars. Bright and beautiful. Interesting. But am I good or bad?
The question, I believe, is rhetorical.
9! It's a very serious question. I never do any bad things. And why? Because I was raised that way. Or maybe something's holding me back inside.
Your conscience, maybe.
And who is it, this conscience? How does he determine what's good and what's not so good?
We're not going to get through this without an espresso machine.
Oh, forget your silly machine. I really need to resolve this.
My friend, is there really any need to get upset? You've had integrity since the day you were born. It's us, ordinary mortals, who are forced to struggle between right and wrong.
Light, dark, good and evil. So many riddles. Oh, spheroscope. Tell me about the nature of light and darkness.
Light is a type of energy which we can see. Our eye sees a spectrum from red to violet. Therefore, our picture of the world depends on a substance's physical properties and its relation to the light in the optical spectrum. If we were able to see ultraviolet rays, then glass would not seem transparent to us. After all, ultraviolet rays cannot penetrate glass, and the world would look completely awkward in infrared light.
So what is this light made of then?
It's not possible to categorically answer that question. On the one hand, light can be considered to be an electromagnetic wave. On the other hand, light is a stream of particles. These particles are called photons, and they have their own energy and zero mass.
Compression. Right. Oh my God.
So how's the research coming along into good and evil?
You what? Oh, that! That can wait. I learned so many interesting things about this light.
There you go. Seems we did okay without the espresso machine.
This needs to be implemented immediately. Eins, zwei, ankles away! Compression! I must tell everyone about this.
Oakley dokley. And now we have the cleanest in the entire universe lollipop.
Holy carrots!
Look, my friend, I've performed an incredible experiment.
96% pure lollipop.
Hey, invisible pin is much more interesting.
Ear-twistingly good.
Now I'll show you something that's truly ear-twisting. There we go. Now let's...
Oh, are lollipops capable of doing that?
My sweet-toothed friend, how could you be so careless in your handling and preparation of these compounds and mixtures?
And why are you blaming me?
Well, it wasn't me.
Well, I never... That was very entertaining. Here's someone who'll appreciate my invention. Rosa, it's me, Pin. Just a little invisible. Look at the glass. It's flying all by itself.
Wow, cool! A flying glass!
No, Rosa, I didn't mean to.
Have you gone mad?
But it wasn't me!
Who then? Was it me? Stop! That wasn't funny at all! What a nice hobby.
I think for now, I won't tell anyone about my invisibility hat. It's so much fun!
What was that?
But it wasn't me!
You think it was me or something?
Get tired of this!
Pin! Here you are! Maybe you can help, huh?
Ja, natürlich. What do you need?
I need a pair of really strong handcuffs, or maybe a cage. Yeah, a cage would be better, I think. You know, to be absolutely sure. You know?
What for?
You see, I've been doing all sorts of bad things around here lately. The thing that bugs me about it is I don't even remember doing them. Like, not long ago, I apparently put glue in Dako's shoes.
Yeah, that's always a really funny one to do.
Well, no, not really. And I even, not too long ago, placed a thumbtack on Rose's chair.
You want to say that that was also a bad trick?
Oh, it was okay, I guess. What can you expect from a goof-off like me?
Oh?
If only I could remember what I've done.
But
maybe I'm sleepwalking? Or maybe I even have multiple personalities?
No, mein Gott. What is it that I've done?
So what? Do you think you can help? I think a cage with a lock is a great solution.
We don't need any kind of cage. Everything will be fine. I promise it to you. Why was I good before? Because I didn't have an invisibility hat. It's easy being good when everyone can see you, and vice versa. I could refrain. Forgive me, please.
My friend, it's quite touching to try to take all the blame, but to believe that you were responsible for all that is impossible.
No, integrity was built into your genes, I think.
It appears that 9.
And this story about an invisibility hat is, forgive me, simply unscientific.
But it's true. I'll explain the principles of my work. We already know that our atoms consist of a nucleus and electron. But there's much more free space in an atom than anything else. If an atom was a giant whale, then its nucleus would be the size of a pea in its stomach. And the electrons would be tiny grains of sand on its skin. When I learned how much free space there was inside an atom, I thought that through such an empty and hole-filled atom of photons would easily fly through and everything in the world would be transparent. But this just isn't true. And that's because when a photon goes through an atom, it has to take the electron and shift it from a lower energy level to a higher one. If the difference between levels is not great and the photon is strong, then it easily shifts the electron and is immediately absorbed. That's why light doesn't pass right through an atom. That's how atoms of any opaque subject work. So how does light pass through transparent objects? The atoms just have a far greater distance between their energy levels. The photons try to shift the electron to a higher level, but it can't, so it continues through until it's passed through all the atoms. And in liquids and organic bodies, it's even more complicated. In addition to the electrons orbiting around, the molecules themselves are vibrating, flying here and there, rotating and changing. Through that field, it's incredibly difficult for photons to go through. But I thought up a way to increase the difference in the energy levels of my atoms and reduce the molecule vibration, so the photons wouldn't get absorbed, and Pin became invisible. Invisible and very bad.
Neat! Can I see this thing?
I already destroyed it.
Oh, and I almost believed you.
Okay, I'll prove that I can be bad. Right, I'll take that and throw it at someone, and I will be laughing. No.
And?
I can't do it. Because you're all watching me.
That is exactly what we were proving.
Just what I needed. Proving Pin's good.
Well, it seems everything worked out all right. I can't even walk at all. Now everyone can be completely safe.
Crash, how about you doing an act of some real goodness?
Come on.
A moment of your attention.
Hey, Pin, what's with you today?
That was phenomenal.
Yeah, that's all me. Ha! I'm very bad penguin.
Is that a real Firebird?
Of course not. It's her first cousin on her mother's side. And here, I'm posing for Picasso in his famous Dove of Peace painting.
I never would have believed it.
Yes, not too many people notice the similarities.
Well, this photo looks amazingly familiar.
My good friend, this entire story happened specifically because of you.
How's that? Why don't I remember anything about it?
Well, that's because you weren't there.
Honestly, it's not getting very clearer.
Oh, it's the most amazingly funny story. Everything started, of course, because of one of your usual experiments.
Oh, careful! In your hands lies the future of mankind.
Whew, judging from this, mankind has a very heavy future. Holy carrots! It looks like a monument to that plate that I broke last week.
Maybe it was a very famous dish.
Very funny. This device, my witty friend, sends radio signals into space.
You should have just said so then. It's a radio.
Technically, yes. But this isn't an ordinary radio. In my signal, there is a friendly encoded message to alien civilizations.
There you go. You what? Believe in aliens?
Indeed, I do. After all, Earth isn't the only planet in the universe. In our galaxy, there are about 200 billion stars. And at least one planet is spinning around every one of them.
What? And there's an alien sitting on every one of them?
Unfortunately, no. But given that quantity of planets, the likelihood that life exists on at least one of them is very, very high.
Be more specific, please. Is there any way to determine the probability?
It is possible. There is even a special formula for calculating the number of civilizations in our galaxy. This equation was thought up in 1961 by American scientist Frank Drake.
Cool! I wish I knew what all these squiggles meant.
Oh, that is elementary. The first factor indicates how many stars are born in the galaxy every year. The second factor, what portion of these stars have planets. The third factor shows what share of them are suitable for sustaining life. The fourth factor is the probability of life originating on the planet given the right conditions. The fifth factor is the probability of the genesis of intelligent life on inhabited planets. And the sixth factor shows the percentage of civilizations which would be capable of contact. And the last factor at last, the seventh one, indicates the time during which these civilizations exist and perhaps transmit radio signals into space. If we multiply all these values, then we will get the number of civilizations which are ready to accept a radio signal from our planet.
Incredible! So does that mean that aliens really exist?
Well, what did I tell you? You see, there's even a formula for it.
And they might receive our signal at any given moment?
And arrive here.
Theoretically, yes. However, we don't know a majority of the values in this formula yet, and can therefore only assume.
We can't have all this garbage around for our fellow intelligent life form brothers. Everything needs to be in tip-top shape.
Cosmic shape.
We need to warn everyone immediately.
What?
To us?
To fly?
Space Brothers in Arms?
What, any minute now?
We'll all be darned.
Are you ready for contact with alien civilizations? The Earth welcomes you, dear visitor, who plowed at a great hurtling speed through boundless space to extend a friend of handship to our planet. We have long waited for your visit, prepared
Perhaps
for it
we're
for quite
all
some
too
time.
big.
Our expectations have all
Looks like a
been
tadpole.
Barry!
How uncultured.
And I ask you to accept this gift as a sign of our readiness for contact out of the goodness, as they say, of our hearts.
He respects traditions.
And now for the cultural part of our program. This is a green planet.
This is winter.
This is summer.
This is a tasty little cutlet.
This is a poem about love.
This is a shovel.
This is Reproach.
And a few more poems.
An automotive carburetor.
And this is the favorite, Carrot.
These are dumbbells for exercise.
These are weed and garden beds.
This is a puzzle.
Hide and seek.
This is a creative rush.
It's a diesel fuel engine.
It's a radish and sweet butter.
These are my glasses in a case.
This is a black Casanova.
These are piano passages.
These are real landscapes.
These are bolts of fuselages.
This is soap.
And this is love.
This is a bicycle belt.
This is a book called Elocution.
This is a green planet.
This is a favorite verb. This is a favorite verb.
Tell me, my friend, whether you are authorized to choose a worthy Earthling for a return trip to your planet.
Dibs. I'll go on a social visit. Fly away on a spaceship.
Crash. Certainly your application is more than worthy. But in my opinion, the one who should go should be...
The most beautiful. He must be the most beautiful. Or she.
9. Contact between civilizations is primarily an exchange of achievements in the area of technical progress. Uh-huh. I'll go and learn about their agricultural achievements.
As a matter of fact, I wouldn't mind either.
But it's very dangerous. An airless spaceship, G-forces, I mean. Only someone very well prepared could withstand such an experience.
I'm all right where I am, and weightlessness makes my horns itch.
And nevertheless, I believe that I would be the best candidate...
Why is that exactly?
Well, I don't know.
My friends, why are you torturing this unfortunate creature?
That's it. We're starting an interplanetary conflict.
And nevertheless, my friends, allow me to ask, why are you torturing this poor frog?
A frog?
But what about aliens? Visitors? How about your space radio? Didn't it work?
Oh, I see you've been, as they say, caught up in this topic. I should note that sending a radio impulse to other civilizations is not the only way to search for fellow intelligent life forms. It is possible to investigate planets which move around the stars similar to our sun and at the same distance as Earth. They are about 150 million kilometers away. If the star's radiation is greater than the sun's, then life becomes possible at greater distances from it and vice versa. For example, if radiation from the star is more than the sun's by a factor of 4, then mortal life becomes possible at a distance from the star of 300 million kilometers. Unfortunately, unexplored planets of this kind are very far from us, and it is almost impossible to see them in a telescope. Therefore, we could only guess about their existence from their brightness. A planet rotates around a star and hides a part of its radiation from the astronomer. If we periodically record the reduction of the star's brightness, then it is possible to calculate the period of the planet's rotation and its relative size. Then we calculate the mass of the star and distance to it in order to understand whether life is possible on that planet. It's estimated that in our galaxy, life could exist on approximately 11 billion planets. And if we have fellow intelligent space brothers in arms, then our radio signal will only reach them after many, many years. Is something wrong?
And there you have the story. Ha ha ha. Contact between civilizations, space brothers in arms. My friend, you don't listen to me at all.
Did you see that?
But that's
phenomenal.